Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, The Forest of Enjoyment, Shloka number 17. Kadachin Manorato Pagata Pritir Pita Mahadi Asad Sad Iti Swapna Nivritti Lakshanam Anubhavati. Okay, word to word meaning. Kadachit, sometimes. Manoratha Upagata, obtained by mental concoction. Pitra, the father. Pitamaha Adi, or grandfather and others, Asad, although long dead, and although no one knows the soul, no one knows that the soul has gone, Sat, again the father or grandfather has come, iti, thus thinking, swapna nivritti lakshanam, the kind of happiness found in dreams, anubhavati, the conditioned soul feels. Okay. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes the conditioned soul imagines that his father or grandfather has again come in the form of his son or grandson. In this way, he feels the happiness one sometimes feels in a dream, and the conditioned soul sometimes take pleasure in such mental concoctions. Purport: due to ignorance of real existence of the Lord, the conditioned soul imagines many things. Influenced by the fruitive activity, he comes together with his relatives, fathers, sons, and grandfathers, exactly as straws gather together in a moving stream. In a moment, the straws are thrown everywhere and they lose contact. In conditional life, the living entities is temporarily with many other conditioned souls. They gather together as family members, and the material affection is so strong that even after a father or grandfather passes away, one takes pleasure in thinking that they return to the family in different forms. Sometimes this may happen, but in any case, the conditioned soul likes to take pleasure in such concocted thoughts. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Asesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is an amazing forest of enjoyment that has been described. So in this forest, this this material world is like this, the forest of enjoyment, and everywhere it is promised of enjoyment. In fact, in the small book, on the way, I think on the way to Krishna, right? So the first chapter is about the happiness. So this thing is spoken about in this material world. Everywhere there is, this is for the purpose of happiness and things like that. But very few people are able to actually get some happiness, and everybody are searching for it. So one question that Srila Prabhupada puts there is, if there is so much of if so much of products are getting sold in the name of happiness, that means everybody are looking for happiness and nobody has it. If some product is in demand, so if product is in need, then only it will sell. So everybody are happy, then why people will buy things for getting happiness? So this is a very nice logic. So now here one such instance that is mentioned. So one of the ways that the conditioned soul tries to get happiness is by thinking that their father or grandfather and all these personalities again have come back to this family, and again we are together. That relationship they cherish, and they like to derive some kind of pleasure from that. So yesterday we were discussing, like some devotees, we were discussing that this pleasure that the living entity is seeking, that is the nature of the living entity. He always wants to, get pleasure, anandamaya abhyasa. So now for this he is trying in different ways. And even for a devotee also, it is very essential that we are sustained till now, because we have upgraded ourselves to higher and higher levels of devotional service, and we are able to experience higher and higher levels of happiness. So if this stops, so if we stop making advancement, or if we stop getting more higher realm of devotional service and things like that, so then the differential pleasure will not be like sufficient enough. In fact, the living entity can only be satisfied with that pleasure of taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord completely, and being in being in the state of highest form of realization, the Bhagavan realization. So anything less than that, even the Brahman realization, which is compared to an unlimited ocean of happiness, even that cannot satisfy the living entity completely. So then what to speak of these happinesses which are attained in the material world by these kind of different kind of combinations and things like that. So this can never ever satisfy the living entity. And in this context we were discussing that a devotee should constantly try to make endeavor to make advancement. So in any place he stops making advancement and he starts feeling this is fine, so this level is fine, or something like that, or starts becoming complacent, so definitely he has made a lot of advancement, but that is not sufficient enough to give shelter. So that happiness that he is going to get in that particular platform is not sufficient enough to satisfy him completely, that no, he will not get attracted to material things. So like constant, after some time it will feel like, oh, this is, what is this is nothing, so then something more should be there, and if there is no spiritual progress, then material attraction is going to happen. And so in this way, like this is very very essential. It's like especially for renunciants, it is like entering into a lion's den. After that you have to fight only, like you cannot after that you cannot aram se sit. So like hi lion, how, what are you doing, and things like that. So let's have dinner together. and and the lion will say, let me have you only as dinner. So in this way, like we have we have lost our shelter, and we are constantly seeking shelter. That is a condition of the living entity. And the living entity is constantly going to search for where is that shelter. Like just like Parikshit Maharaj was searching, where is that personality who saved me in the womb. So in the same way, all living entities are also searching, where is that shelter. After attaining that, I'll be completely peaceful. So everybody are looking like that only. After getting a good job, or after getting a good position, after getting good wealth, so that time I'll be fully settled. So that so many times it is this joke is made. In the material world, nobody can be settled. Everywhere, everybody is constantly unsettled. So nobody is allowed to settle here. And Prabhupada says that even if you want to settle, the death will come and it will kick you off. And it will not allow you to settle anywhere. So in this way, that thought is there. So but from there we can actually understand, so this thought is there ki I want to reach an ultimate shelter, after which no, my job is done, no, I'll be like peaceful, I'll be peacefully situated in that shelter. So that desire will be fully fulfilled no, only when we no, attain the lotus feet of the Lord. So till then no, it is not going to be, or in the this one in the stages of bhakti, only when we attain the stage of no, Krishna prema. So that is the only thing no, which satisfies the living entity completely without feeling the need of a change. No, so and no, I was just trying to speculate on this thing, ki, like because Krishna is Anandam Buddhivardhanam, so constantly he is no, his what is that? That state of realization is constantly giving so much of happiness, and that happiness is like ocean, and it is ever increasing ocean. So before you can get satiated, it's already increased. No, so so in a constant point, you can always feel no, more and more no, happiness. So, but here we see the materialistic people. Some of the ideas of the materialistic people we can actually get from here. So, due to ignorance of the real existence of Lord, the conditioned soul imagines many things. So, this is like because of not having the real like vision. So, where he's not able to see everything in connection with Lord, he's not able to see the Lord also. And in that condition, so everything that exists is darkness. And in darkness, the sign of darkness, like for us, the like we are able to see things, no, that is the sign of light. And if we are not able to see things, so it is sign of darkness. So spiritually speaking, if you are able to see everything in connection with the Lord, it is a sign of no, vision. And if we are able to see everything separate, no, this is separate, that is separate, everything is separate, so then that bhinnadrik or separated vision is called the darkness. No, that means like no, we are not able to see the light of Krishna. Right. So here we see that the conditioned soul imagines many things, no, because of ignorance of real existence. So he is imagining, there is sky is the limit. So much amazing, kinds of imaginations are there. And influenced by fruitive activity, he comes together with his relatives, fathers, sons, and grandfathers, exactly as straws gather together in a moving stream. So this is the reality, that so many different souls have come to this world, and all of them are like just like a straws or some kind of particles that are there in the river. So sometimes they gather together and then they disperse later on. And another example that is used is the travelers, when they go and they meet in these days like some dava or somewhere, like so they meet and maybe they happen to sit in the same table and then exchange few words and things like that. So then after that, like they depart. So in this way, like same table friendship, or like these days we also have that train bogie. So for maybe like if you are going from here to Mayapur, like so for 1.5 days, 2 days, like you are there with some set of people, and then you may develop some kind of relationship, and then later all of them depart. So this one that is mentioned here. So like the people in this world, they come together in for different, like based on the fruitive activities, based on who has what kind of scores to settle against each other. So like they all come together. And so here the most important aspect is there is a system that has been formed, there is a family that is formed in this material world, and one has to be focused on the duty, what I am supposed to like discharge in relation to them, rather than becoming attached. Oh, this is my all in all and things like that. So that is not the case, because our whole attachment we are expected to develop towards Krishna. And here, so we have to discharge our duty in terms of various members of the family. And in a moment, the straws are thrown everywhere and they lose contact. Like when the living entity depart, so then we lose contact from them. In the conditioned life, the living entity is temporarily with many other what is it? In conditioned life, the living entity is temporarily with many other conditioned souls. They gather together as family members, And the material affection is so strong that even after a father or a grandfather passes away, one takes pleasure in thinking that they return to the family in different forms. A devotee in this way, like, no, if he sees that no, his father or grandfather has come back, no, you'll feel, array, like, no, bichara, wapas aa gaya. So at least now I should I should help him in such a way that no wapas nahi aayega. So, but then materialistic people, they think that, this is the ultimate pinnacle of enjoyment, and he has come back, for the same thing, right? So they feel that, that is a very, very the family life is considered to be a very, great form of enjoyment, and they cherish that particular this one, and they think that, if something good has to happen to somebody, that means, oh, फिर से वापस family में आ जाएंगे. So that is the ultimate good that they can think of, any person, right? So beyond that, they are not able to imagine of anything good. So, and because of that, they have this kind of concoctions, and sometimes this may happen. No, but in any case, the conditioned soul likes to take pleasure in such concocted thoughts. So sometimes these kind of things may happen, like, a person who's too much attached to the family, he may again come back, to the same family and things like that. So that's possible. So, but then, a conditioned soul always likes to think in this way, or like, and they try to keep grandfather's name, back, and things like that and all. So these kind of things are there. So if they keep the grandfather's name because he's a great devotee, that is a different thing. So but then thinking that, oh, this child looks exactly like my grandfather, maybe he has come back. And then they put that, they keep the name and things like that. So this is, that increasing the material bondage. And the matter, it is having a particular quality. The matter has the quality of attracting the living entity. And see, there are two shelters that are there. A living entity either has to be there in the shelter of material energy, or it has to be there in the shelter of spiritual energy. Either Mahamaya or Yoga Maya. So now both of these Maya, both of them are very, very attractive, and in terms of their capacity to hold the living entities. And it is a laudable task, like Mahamaya, like she has kept so many living entities for so many lifetimes, and hardly anyone is looking to get out of her. This one, it's a like very amazing task. So these days, like job attrition and all is like a very, this one, it's a very what is it, most talked about things. It is how to retain good employees in the company and things like that. So like it's a very laudable task. Like Maya Devi has kept so many souls, and like nobody wants to take VRS also. So everybody are like nicely serving the material energy. And so the material energy, the creation of material energy is like very, very powerful. And this is one of the things, the family tie is considered to be a very powerful creation of the material energy, which keeps the living entity very, very like as a fully surrendered soul to the material energy, right? So it is very difficult for anyone to break that this one. So nowadays in Kali Yuga, it is broken because of adharma. So in the times of dharma, so when the dharmic living entities are maintained, so then this family affection is a very, very solid affection. So this sometimes people, when we talk about, like it is very difficult for the modern people to understand. So like nobody has any affection to anybody in the family. So like so the modern families I am talking about. So it's like very much degrading. So like they have still degraded to even more grosser aspects of sense gratification. So but this is a like a very decent and what is that materially like somewhat kind of it is not too much of a material misery you can think about in that way. So the modern day, like it's like too much material misery. Like it is, because they break all this family structure and basic infrastructure that is there. So it becomes like very, very difficult for them to, pass through their material life. So, but then if we hear about the Vedic material life, Vedic traditional material life, it is so nice. Like, so many people are there to protect, and nice family relationships, and there is no comparisons and things like that, and so much of it looks like heaven actually. So it is for the modern materialists, if you offer the Vedic material life, it will look like back to God. So much of happiness. So but that one we are condemning here in this purport. That very amazing. This one is condemned, saying that it is not a very great happiness. So the material things, the material nature, the products of the material nature are very, very attractive. And the problem with this attractiveness is that it will absolve us, or it will remove us from Krishna consciousness, right? So that is the problem with this material things. So we should always be in the association of devotees, and having the goal very clear, and then discharging the if in case for brahmacharis it's not applicable, but if we are there in the family setup, so then the family duties have to be delineated only as a matter of duty, and then it has to be like the primary goal should be how to develop attraction to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now here in this same kind of an example is given by Hiranyakashipu to the grieving, aggrieved the family members. So Hiranyakashipu performed the final rites of his brother Hiranyaksha, and then he was very, very angry. So and then but then he is a great politician. He saw that all his family members are aggrieved because of the loss of a family member. So then he immediately controlled his emotions, and then he is pacifying his relatives. His anger is just there, beneath. But then just to pacify the family members, he is doing some drama, right? So, or very expertly is handling the situation. So he pacified his relatives, nephews, sister-in-law, mother, and people like that. And then he spoke the concept of body and soul. Relatives come together due to karma, and after some time they part away. Soul is permanent, and the conditioned soul must transmigrate. He cannot stay in the same body forever. And then he tells a story of a king of Ushinara called Suyagya. So where he was defeated in a battle, and then he was killed in a battle, and all the wives of this king, they all came, and then they were lamenting near the dead body of the husband. And then Yamaraj, he comes as a small boy, because they are not allowing the dead body to be cremated. So the Yamaraj came, and then he was as a small boy, and then he was telling that we have never seen the soul, and whatever you have always been seeing is this body, and that is lying in front of you. So then why are you crying for? Still so much of attachment. So all these things is happening by the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are just playthings in the hands of the Supreme Lord, and we are posted according to our karma. So you should not be worried about this kind of loss in the material world. And then the Yamaraj says a story of Kulinga birds. This is like Hiranyakashipu is saying a story of what is that? Suyagya. And Suyagya in this pastime, Yamaraj is telling the story of this one, Kulinga birds. And who is telling the story of this one? Narada to Yudhishthira. And that is being told by Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit. It's like a nested story. So, and then in that story, the hunter saw a pair of Kulinga birds, and he spread a net to capture the female bird. And the male bird, she started lamenting, why only she? Why not me also? And then the hunter actually, took that bird also, and he killed that bird also. So in this way, we see that Hiranyakashipu was giving very amazing class on the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and then so it was the result of second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is to pacify Arjuna, and similarly, Hiranyakashipu also achieved the same end. So whenever we discuss this pastime, we also discuss discuss this concept of so what's the difference between devotee and the demon? No, the demon is also giving Bhagavad Gita class and devotee also giving Bhagavad Gita class. What's the difference? Okay, demon also accepts. He accepts because he knows that he is the one who can sanction. उसको कैसे भी पटा के हमारा नो हमको जो चाहिए वो लेना है. हाँ, servitude attitude is not there. So then why are they following the scriptures? Why are they accepting this one? हाँ, what is it? हाँ, तो उसका काम बनाने के लिए कुछ भी लेंगे. नो, कभी चाहिए तो स्क्रिप्चर, कभी नहीं चाहिए तो उसको छोड़ देंगे. So like whatever is needed to get the job done. No, so like here he thought that okay, Bhagavad Gita may be useful here, so we will use it. And then no, जब जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा तो साइड में रख देंगे. So like that. So it is not that no, they are doing it for the service of the Supreme Lord. They are not following Bhagavad Gita for the sake of pleasure of the Supreme Lord. They are following Bhagavad Gita for no attaining their own end. No, so that is why no they are doing that. So like it is not that who worships the Supreme Lord and who speaks on Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and like no, these are all not the criteria for no determining who's a devotee, who's a demon. So in modern day, like in fact, the demons no actually speak more Bhagavatam than devotees, and so that is also there. So like no, Prabhupada profusely refutes that. No, like professional this one speakers no whose only aim is to make money and then who keep mirchi in the pocket to you know like get some tears to appease the people. Right, so all these kind of dramas that they do. So in this section there is one shloka you know like I would like to focus upon, which is in relation to today's purport or today's shloka. Here he says bhutanam iha samvasah prapayam iva suvrate daivenaikarta nithanam unnithanam swakarmabhihi. My dear mother, in a restaurant or a place of drinking cold water, many travelers are brought together, and after drinking water, they continue to their respective destinations. Similarly, living entity joined together in a family, and later, as a result of his own action, of their own action, they are led apart to different destinations. So, purport, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha Ankara Vimudatma Kartaha Miti Manyate. The bewildered soul, under the influence of three modes of material nature, thinks himself the doer of activities which are in actuality carried out by nature. 327. The all living entities act exactly according to the directions of Prakriti, material nature, because in the material world we are fully under a higher control. All living entities in the material world have come here only because they wanted to be equal to Krishna in enjoyment and have thus been sent here to be conditioned by material nature in different degrees. In the material world, a so-called family is a combination of several persons in one home to fulfill the term of their imprisonment. As criminal prisoners scatter as soon as their term are over and they are released, all of us who have been temporarily assembled in a family as family members will continue to our respective destinations. This is also another nice example that the family members are like prisoners who are put in same cell for some time. After that, like for different reasons, the cell is changed or the release. Somebody gets released, somebody goes to some different cell and things like that. Another example given in that is that family members are like straws carried together by the waves of a river. These are all standard examples, standard scriptural examples. Sometimes such straws mix together in whirlpools and later disperse again by the same waves. They float alone in the water. Although Hiranyakashipu was a demon, he had Vedic knowledge and understanding. Thus, the advice given to his family members, his sister-in-law, mother and nephews, was quite sound. Prabhupada is appreciating Hiranyakashipu's statements here. This is like the swan. Like wherever some good things are there, we should take it. Even Hiranyakashipu speaks some proper philosophy, we'll take it. So this is one thing like our Vidwan Prabhu was mentioning. One of the first teachings in the Vedic system is that how to accept an imperfect authority. No, so like how to accept that? So if anybody speaks the version of the scriptures, no, one should be thoroughly read in scriptures, and then anybody speaks the version of the scriptures, we respect him for that. No, if he speaks something else, no, we will not accept it. So, but whatever he speaks in line with the scriptures, no, that is no respected and accepted. So, like in that way, like Prahlad Maharaj also, he was respecting the father, no, because no, he was no for in some ways like this, no, in some ways like Hiranyakashipu showed himself to be a no proper person. So for that reason, he was actually respecting him. So the demons are considered highly elevated in knowledge, but because they do not use their good intelligence for the service of the Lord, they are called demons. The demigods, however, act very intelligently to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1-13 as follows: Ata Pumbir Dvidashreshta Varanashram Vibhagasha Swanishtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshana. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging his prescribed duty dharma according to caste divisions and orders of life is to please the Lord Hari. So to become a demigod or to become godly, whatever one's occupation, one must satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here we see that the demigods are also like having a lot of enjoyment, in the heavenly planets, and the demons are also having a lot of enjoyment in the in their own place. So then, what is the difference? Like, both of them are behind sense gratification. So, but the sense gratification of the demigods is that they will not do anything adharma. No, that is very, very clear. So they will not do anything adharma. So their sense gratification, what they are doing, it is also a package of devotional service that is offered to them, right? So it is, like in the Bhagavad Gita preparations, like I was just, one of the concepts that Prabhuji was mentioning is that like the slower track of people, who go slowly in the path of bhakti. So for them, if you ask them what is bhakti, so like chanting 16 rounds, like following 4 regulative principles, and after that, like we have our own enterprise and our own what is that? All my material facilities and things like that. So and all these things put together is devotional service, and they have to believe in that, otherwise they will not be able to function properly in this one. So my work in the office is also devotional service, like maintaining the family is also devotional service, and they have to believe in that, and they have that is a proper package of devotional service that is offered to them. But when they make advancement and they come to the stage of vanaprastha or like higher stages, so then for them, like working in the office and taking care of family is not a devotional service. It is poison for them. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions, meeting a materialistic person like a king is a poison. So like that is not devotional service for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but that is devotional service for somebody else. So it is like different kind of devotional service is prescribed for different kinds of people. So like the lighter version and the stronger version. So like a person who's following the stronger version, for him the lighter version is like poison. He should not touch that. If he touches that, then he will fall apart. So and for a person who is like following the lighter version, he should always aspire to go to the stronger version of devotional service. So like here the point I was trying to make is the demigods, though they are enjoying the material sense gratification, but they are not doing it away from devotional service. They are doing it within the brackets of the dharmic bracket, and they are still they are making progress by, even if they are engaging in that. So whatever is allowed for them dharmically, so that is what they will do. So in fact, one of the I think descendants of Rishabhadev, Agnidhara, right? So that sometime back we were reading, descendant of Priyavrat Maharaj is Agnidhara. So like his aim was to practice the Varnashrama Dharma nicely and to go to the heavenly planets. And so when in that interaction that he has with what is that lady's name? Purva Chitti. So like, when she comes, that, he is telling that, no, I'm very much attracted to you and I want to marry you and things like that and all. And it is definitely sure that you are not wedded wife of another. No, why? Why he is telling that statement? I'm attracted to you, I want to get married to you, but then it is definitely sure that you are not already married.
So you will not get attracted to someone.
Because I am a dharmic person, I cannot get attracted to another's wife. No, so this is like a very powerful. This one he is making. So this is the person like who is aspiring to go to heavenly planets. Then you can imagine people who are there in heavenly planets. No, they will be like much more dharmic. No, so the dharmic sense is like very strong in them that they would not like break these regulative principles, no, so easily. So like so the demons enjoying and the demigods enjoying, there is a gulf of difference, in that this one. So demons, they would barge into anybody's house and they would rape and things like that, and also all these things they may do. So but then a devotee, no, ideally he would not do that. No, there are instances. No, please don't ask those questions. So, but then, so generally it is not. No, it doesn't happen. No, so that is the this one. Oh, Krishna, this a portion of purport is gone. So here it's already it came out. Okay, so this is the point that a devotee, no, he would see that like in all these conditions, this is the way the material world actually functions. Here, even if we want, no, we will not be able to keep permanent family, no, because everybody has come to experience different kinds of enjoyments and different kinds of this one. Our original family is with the Lord. We are originally connected to the Lord, and if that is negated, so then everything else is artificial and everything else is temporary. So like this temporary, no, things cannot be maintained for long. So but then this is the social system. So when we are there in the social system, we just like do our duty, wherever we are, and then aspire to make progress towards the Supreme Lord. So the ultimate goal is the Haritoshanam. So like to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And for that reason, we should make endeavor. So if we invest on, there are two duties are there. One is the material duty towards our current situation, and another is the like spiritual duty towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like everyone should focus upon the spiritual duty, and then the material duty should be like done as a matter of duty only, and not to give more importance to that particular this one. So that's the way like a serious grahastha will practice. And for brahmachari, so like only spiritual duty, like there is no material duty that exists, like that. Okay, so with this I pause. Any questions or comments you can take?
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for the nice class. So this straw example is there for the materialist. Is that applicable for devotees also? I'm just contemplating. It's come together and regard.
So devotees, the thing is why this actually brings about a very important point of discussion. So what makes things permanent and what makes things temporary? So like one nice section, like where Srila Prabhupada writes, I forgot where it is. So he mentions about the materialistic novels and things like that, and then the like compositions like Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, and Ramayana and things like that. So these stories, these are also like wonderful. What does a novel contains? It also contains nice. What is that? Nice different. There is some romance is there. There is some fight is there. Action is there, and different kinds of things are there. So all of them is there in both the places. In Ramayana also it is there, and in the modern movies also it is there. So why the modern movies are keep on changing, and why even the blockbuster movie, like after some time it is, if you put in the theater, nobody will watch. So why is it so? And whereas the Ramayana and Mahabharata and all these things, even now, it is read and heard and things like that. So because it's connection with Krishna, so like that is the what is that preservative agent, so because it's connection with Krishna, so these subject matters are ever fresh, and in the same way here also we see the material relationships are the relationships which doesn't have Krishna in the center. So, but the spiritual relationships are those relationships where it has Krishna in the center. So, the devotees, association of devotees, where they know each other, that both of them are servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then that kind of an association is called as Sat Sangha. Sat means like permanent. Sat Sangha. So like it is real. That association is real, and it has some what is that? It has some spiritual benefit, and it has some reality to it. So, but then the Asat Sangha means like the understanding of two people coming together as I am body and you are body, and that body is going to get disintegrated, and it is unreal. The whole association is on the platform of unreal, and it doesn't have any spiritual benefit, and it cannot be considered as a reality, and that is why it is called as Asat Sangha. Asat Sangha means like where two people are coming in contact in the bodily platform, and Sat Sangha means two people are coming in contact in the spiritual platform with understanding I am part and parcel of Krishna, and he is also part and parcel of Krishna, and then they are exchanging things, like they are doing a transaction of devotional service between them. So all of it is Sat, in that all of it is reality. So it is a reality, though we may be existing in the material world, we may have the material body, so but still this transaction of Krishna consciousness that happens between two living entities, so that is not considered to be of this nature, like where two unknown people met in the travelers what is it, daba or something like that. So it is not of that nature. It is well known people, like both of them have connection. Both of them have the connection of like both of them are aware about the connection of one family, and then both of them are aware about their dealings between them, like what it is. It is permanent, dealings that actually happens. So in that way, that is considered to be satsanga. That is not asatsanga. So it's not temporary or no. Asat means temporary. Asat means like unreal. So it is, these attributes are not apt for the satsanga. Satsanga means like real and permanent. Like that. Krishna.
I have this question so after we make some certain level of unconscious, why do we always we don't make further advancement? Like why we are attracted to the material?
So this thing we discussed in the class, that if the only thing that the living entity can be satisfied of, like it's like if you have hunger, until the time your hunger is not satisfied, you will be looking for some other eatables to eat, right? So in the same way, your hunger can actually be satisfied only if you get the Bhagavan realization. So even for the Brahman realization, it is that famous shloka that we always quote is Arogya Kachena Param Padam Tata Patantiyada Anadrita Ishmadangaye. So until unless you take shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, even Brahman realization is not sufficient to satisfy the hunger of the living entity. So the living entity is looking for something, and he is hungry for something, and only if he gets that, he will be satisfied. Otherwise, till the time he doesn't get that, he will constantly be looking for, just like a hungry man, till the time he gets a proper satisfying food, for him, he will keep looking for, what more to eat, and things like that. So that's like, if he is dharmic, and if he has not committed any sinful activities, and if he has not committed any, like what is it, offenses and things like that, so then his attraction to lower things will not manifest. So, but this material world is quite dangerous, So anytime he can, it is just a chance, like, if he commits an offense, he may get attraction to lower propensities. Or if he makes a refined kind of a sinful activities in the form of like piety, so then he may get attracted to what attraction he gets is based on like what is his background at that point in time. So based on that, he will develop some attraction. Karanam guna sangosya sadasad yoni janmashu. So if a devotee is like completely avoiding all the material things, and only he is engaged in devotional service, then only threat for him is offenses. Like if he is carefully engaging only in the Krishna conscious activities, so then only threat is offenses. But if he is doing both, so then he has a threat of offense, and he has a threat of like sin as well. No, he should properly utilize everything in service of the Lord. Otherwise, no, that will produce sin. So in that aspect also he should be careful. So if this sin and offenses come, so then the lower attraction starts. Like that. So but this thing is there that he constantly looks out. Looks out. So like if till the time he is completely satisfied, he constantly looks out. Always like there is some things that is promising for the living entity. Either we should take Krishna conscious promising activities, otherwise we'll take material promising activities. So like that. So but like something, so the living entity wants something and he needs, okay, he always needs to find something. Okay, like I'm doing this, and with this will be satisfied. He wants to have something that will satisfy in the in the future. So like better that we develop that kind of a faith in Krishna conscious principles. I have given up everything and I want to do only devotional service, and devotional service will satisfy me completely. So that attitude we should have. Otherwise we will take okay, devotional service में इससे ज़्यादा expect करने के लिए नहीं होगा. So we got the maximum out of devotional service. Now we have to और कुछ भी चीज़ करना चाहिए. So like in that way, like we will get into other tracks, other things. Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Suppose you were discussing about that Harikshetra speaking Bhagavad Gita, we thought that we can take a few aspects which are in the Shastras and we can reject other things. Similarly, when we talk about these professional reciters or Mayavadi Vasishtha, at that much we can take some and leave this, but we say that completely condemn this, hearing these people. So why so?
What is that?
We can also take those lectures, right? Those who are speaking.
So if we happen to be in a position where we are, we are the son of such a professional reciter, and or we are dependent of that person or something like that, and where we don't have any option, so then we can do that. But we are not anyway like related to them, so why we should hear them? Like, and it is talking about an unavoidable authority on top of us. Like if he is if he is speaking some things which is not correct, so then we should take only those things which are correct according to the scriptural conclusions. So but then why we need to go and hear from somebody like who's doing that? And another thing is that Prahlad Maharaj, how he acted. So he didn't took his father's name, but then he preached to his demoniac schoolmates, all our fathers are demons and you should not follow them. And he openly preached to them. Right? So that's what we are also doing. If we happen to be there, like in their audience, then we may just take whatever is there and then we condemn whatever is not right. So like Prahlad Maharaj did that, and then rest of the people like who are there under the care of those demons, he told like, these people are demons and we should not follow them. So though we are children of demons, still we should not follow these demons. So he clearly gives this one. And one more thing, so in this there is a personal application is also there. So we can see that when somebody tells that, Prabhuji, you gave a very nice class. So we should inside our heart, we should think that even Hiranyakashipu can give nice class. What's the big deal? So like, I'm not greater. So like, what am I doing rest of the time? Rest of the time I'm thinking about how can I gratify my senses. So like, what's the use of giving a nice class? Like, where my rest of the time is going on in thoughts of sense gratification. So when will I actually become a such a devotee where I will always think about glorifying the Lord, always think about satisfying the Lord. So in that way, like, we can take it as a personal application as well. So like we should condemn the professional reciters and we should sometimes condemn ourselves also. That. Yes, ma'am.
Relation, similar questions of like we should not listen to professional reciters or Mayavadis. So then this question can also come that why are these why are these things given of the Hiranyakashipu's teachings and all, why are they given and why are we reading such things? Because he is also not a devotee.
Just to show us that even such people can speak on Bhagavad Gita. And that can be valid as well. And if it is used, it will definitely produce result. The statements of Bhagavad Gita, no, will definitely produce results. And another aspect, another lesson that we have to see is that even demons can speak. If this is not there, and then now we will be like, no, whoever speaks on Bhagavad Gita, they are all devotees. So like scriptures give that this one. So no, beware. Even demons can speak on Bhagavad Gita. Like that. You know. That. ठीक है. Any this one like reflections from devotees you can take.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So this is a nice point and a heavy point also. The lighter versions of bhakti are poison for stronger versions. So one shouldn't get attracted to the lighter version saying this is nice. They are also doing bhakti, but it is poison. And also the material energy, as you mentioned, she has her own ways and a very strong technique of holding people in this material world, and that is the family tie. It's a very, very powerful way to hold the people in this material world, especially when the family is into sense gratification.
No, more especially families into devotion.
Oh,
That's what Buddhimarani prays now.
Hare Krishna.
Harikshetra Prabhuji, thank you very much for this wonderful class. Really wonderful points. So the first point that you mentioned, there is no happiness in this material world, but still people are going behind seeing the advertisements. Yes, there is happiness. Means whenever there is a demand for happiness, it says that they are not happy. They are continuing their process. Means there is no happiness at all here. And the other point which I'd like to personally that we have to keep advancing in bhakti. If there is stagnant, either satisfactory or whatever, I feel that then I cannot get that more happiness if I'm not advancing. And if I'm able to advance in bhakti, I can get some satisfaction where, and that will help me to continue further. So I shouldn't be stagnant. I have to keep advancing. So under the guidance, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for this nice class, Prabhuji. Like, one point I like is that I should see all the thing in connection to the Lord. That is a correct vision. Otherwise, so I'll looking for a sense gratification, which is darkness, not seeing in a connection to the Lord. So that I'll try to do. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice class. So this point you mentioned as that materialists, they are so attached to their fathers and grandfathers. So when their son is born or someone, they connect that this might be my father who is born or grandfather who is born. Whereas devotees will feel concerned, oh, he is born again. We should preach to him. So we should try to help him. So that point was very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for a nice class. So you told this is a very nice point. We should not be attached to things or family, and our goal is to attain Krishna, and we should be attached to Krishna, and we should be always in the association with devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So you mentioned that our main goal should be how to attain Krishna, how to develop attraction for the Lord. And if we don't make continuous advancement in spiritual life, then we'll be attracted to the material world. And we are in lion's den and we have to fight.
प्रभु मुझे वो हिरण्यकश्यप वाला एग्जाम्पल अच्छा लगा जो आपने कहा कि नहीं हिरण्यकश्यप जो डीमंस रहते हैं मतलब कि शास्त्रों को अपने वेदास एंड कुछ भी हो गया स्क्रिप्चर्स को अपने सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन के लिए यूज़ करते हैं और जब उनको मतलब कि मन नहीं करता तो फॉलो नहीं करते तो उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आपने एक एग्जाम्पल दिया सपोज़ हम कुछ भी मतलब कि क्लास दे रहे हैं या फिर कुछ भी कर रहे हैं DTOship हो गया चैंटिंग हो गया तो हाँ थोड़े समय के लिए हम करते हैं लेकिन फिर बाकी का टाइम हम सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन के लिए मतलब ही सोचते रहते हैं तो उस चीज़ का कुछ मतलब ही फ़ायदा नहीं तो हमें थोड़ा मतलब कि मैं अपने मेरे से पर्सनली वो होता है तो वो थोड़ा मैं रिलेट कर बहुत ज़्यादा रिलेट कर पाया हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very wonderful class. few points, few doubts which were not answered or answered here. One point I really liked was what was the difference between demigods and demons? I thought both of them enjoy, and due to having pious activities, they go up, and people who don't do, they become demons. But what I really liked is they also follow dharmic principle that struck a chord. So the demigods also follow dharmic principle, and very nice. The story which you gave of what's the name, Prabhuji? Asuyagya. So he was only attracted because she was not married. No. Agnidhar. Okay, sorry, Agnidhara. Agnidhar. He was only attracted to the beautiful lady because she was not married. So that is a very good example. And another point which I really liked is because in the material world nobody is settled. Everybody is looking for something or the other, and if we are settled, finally death comes. So there is no option to enjoy here. So only by Lord attending the Lord feet, the hunger can be satisfied completely. Otherwise, it'll be looking around. Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the nice lecture. So demons are not following Bhagavad Gita for the pleasure of Lord, but they are following for their own needs and sense gratification of demigods. They will not do adharma, and they are doing activities that is package offered to Krishna. And our ultimate goal should be how to attain Krishna and how to please Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for this nice class. So you explained that the devotees, they have to keep on advancing because no amount of happiness can actually satisfy us. Even like if a devotee say that I have reached my peak, now it's fine. Now this level is also fine. If he thinks like that, then that happiness also cannot satisfy. So what to, like, even Brahman realization cannot satisfy one completely. One has to fall. So, but the holy name is like Anandam Buddhivardhanam, it's always increasing. The moment you think you are bored or just satisfied, it has already increased more. So, that is the only shelter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro. So you mentioned that satsanga is when two people come on the bodily platform, on the material platform, and satsanga is like one person sees the other that I am part and parcel of Krishna, and he is also part and parcel of Krishna, and they are discussing something spiritual. So that is satsanga, and that should we aspire for.
Harikshetra Prabhuji, you gave a very good example that why movies did not run after some time, but our Ramayana and Mahabharata gives satisfaction whenever you will read or listen. Krishna acts as preservatives. That point touched my heart.
Just an off point, like on the crystal of the Maya is like we used to be told this particular point when we were planning to join ashram. So beautiful woman is Maya, and more serious form of Maya is that when that woman comes with tilak. More dangerous form of Maya. No, for brahmacharis, no, it's like they will not get attracted to outside girls. No. So that is why I told that point. So ठीक है. हरे कृष्ण. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. गौर भक्तवृंद की जय.
यहाँ दो ये है, तो एक है और दूसरा शुभम करके है.